So here's a cute one. Jim continues, most of my male friends get their hair trimmed, including the hair around their temples, even though this is expressly forbidden by Leviticus 19:27. How should they dye? Okay, so what's he referring to here? The prohibition to round the corners of the head, which we call payas. Payas means the edges, the sides. That we're not supposed to round the corner of your temples, of your hair. Now, the way he describes it, first of all, it's not an issue at all. Trimming the hair of the temples is not a problem. It's destroying the hair of the temples that is prohibited by the Torah. Only, of course, for Jewish people. And even if somebody did it, doesn't get the death penalty. So it's a little bit exaggerated here. But what is it talking about? That specifically it says to not destroy the corners of the head, or to round them, to make it round. This was an idolatrous practice in ancient times. A typical haircut of idolatrous priests was to have this sort of rounded head, looking like a big sort of cap. That's what the hair looked like, because the entire corners were cut off. You have some monks who have that look.
Well, yeah, the mushrooms.
Yeah, that's right. So where it's the sides are completely rounded off.
Yeah.
So it's just like a round thing. They had more of a short back and sides type of thing, I think.
Like they had a bowl on top of their head and
Correct.
cut around.
Yeah, exactly. It's that look. So it's fascinating that there are monks even today who have that, and where that came from was paganism and idolatrous practice that preceded Christianity, and so according to many opinions, the reason for not rounding the head is because that was a pagan, idolatrous haircut, and we should look different, and so therefore we leave the sides to grow. The exact amount of what that means, there are varying opinions of that. Maimonides says that it's not written anywhere. There's no exact law of how much it is, and so therefore there are varying opinions of how much the payas are. Some people grow the entire area up here. Others grow just the bottom down here. Some people leave them to be very long. Others leave them to be quite short. The minimum is past the cheekbone. That it should grow past the cheekbone. Others, the Arizal says till the bottom of the face, but no further than that. And Kabbalistically, also that the payas should not mix in with the beard. They should be kept separate to the beard. And that's why some people curl them, some people put them in behind their ears, and some people keep them trimmed so they're up here, and the beard is down there. They don't mix in. And the idea is there's a Kabbalistic meaning behind all of this. It's not just to not look like an idolater. There's mystical meaning, and there's also practical meaning. The more practical one is that there should be a distinct Jewish look. And this is something that's very clear throughout the Torah, that the way we dress, the way our hair looks, and the way we speak, the way we behave should be distinct from all other nations. That anyone should be able to see that is a Jew. There's a Jew walking there. That we should distinguish ourselves. Why? Why should we distinguish ourselves? Why not fit in to our surroundings? Why do we have to look different? Because we represent something. The Jewish people were given a mission to represent the divine mission in this world. And so, therefore, by looking distinct, people can identify that there is a Jew representing the divine mission. Also, of course, when you look distinct, so that requires you to behave distinctly as well. In other words, in reverse. It's not just look distinct because you're behaving so well, you're so holy, so look distinct so people know you're Jewish. It's the other way around as well. Look distinct, so therefore if you're thinking of not behaving so well, you're going to have to think twice because you look so distinct that people are going to know that that's a Jewish person. You're representing not just yourself, but the entire nation of the Jewish people. And so by giving a distinct hairdo to the Jewish people, that was one of the ways to make them stand out. But the laws are that the prohibition is to round the hair, which means to cut it short with a razor. Or cut it with a scissor, but so short that there's nothing there. There has to be a minimum amount of hair there that still exists. It should be able to be bent so it could touch its root. That's the smallest level of hair. And so that's what it's talking about here. Trimming the hair of the temples is not an issue whatsoever, and certainly does not get the death penalty. It does say in the Talmudic tractate called Makkas, which is a tractate about lashings. It talks about the laws of rounding the temples, the hair of the temples, because it was something that was liable to lashings. Somebody who cut somebody else's hair, or somebody who had their own hair cut in such a way, actively though participated in it, would get lashings. But again, only when there was witnesses there and they were warned and they knew what they were doing. So
Never really happened.
it was
Once
unlikely.
every 9 years.
Unlikely. Well, that was the death penalty was once every 70 years. That would already be too much. Lashings did happen, certainly did happen, but also not all that often.
They used to lash people.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did happen. And it's a pretty effective punishment. People tend to not do things if they're going to be lashed for something. But okay, we don't do that anymore. That is not done today. But certainly, it is not a death penalty.
This isn't talking about the four corners of
That's the beard. That's a separate thing.
yeah?
The four corners of the beard is a separate thing. The Torah says to not destroy the corners of the beard. And here again, there's a varying view of different authorities of what the definition is there. It could be just defined as, again, cutting with a razor, the beard. Exactly what the corners of the beard are is also debated, with the two parts down here, two down here, on the chin. There's various different opinions what it means. And so, but this is talking about destroying, because a razor destroys completely. So somebody, the minimum halachic requirement with a beard is to not shave with a razor. To shave with a scissor action is already permissible according to most
Does it need to bend?
opinions. No. Because destroying it means that it's completely gone, like a razor cuts right to the skin. Lift and cut electric shavers can be a problem as well, because they do shave to that closeness, and so therefore they are just also considered destroying the beard. There's a list online of which shavers are kosher, which are not. You can look it up.
You should do a deal. Kosher shavers.
Kosher shavers. All right.